Map 2, TEC versus DRG. TEC kind of stomped on the first map, but this is a map that TEC got stomped on by Wolves last week. Because of that, DRG picked it. Have we seen DRG play this map all that much? Not for a while, I don't think. Nice double from Vukashu. Be a great map for him to show up on. Isn't Maple an import? Yeah, we got Vukashu, so...
而且这一分的话，中路的摸排已经到位了。闪七，前面的话是有2个人，而且已经偷掉1个。正面的画面的话也是阿博换掉1人，那正面3个人直接进点了。卡哇伊的1打3，上一张地图他首强分的
No Kawaii in a 1 vs 3.
震惊啊！但是这一分没有。
What was it about this map that looked bad for TEC last time? They attacked first, and Wolves had a really good defensive side, like Coldfish was demolishing people on Viper.
自己的位置应该是要被听到了。挂绳上来也是名牌的位置，拉出来。
Does he see a foot there of Shion?
这是波3加的枪线，而且正面的话，唐哲浩
I don't. It probably is just like a pixel. Maybe because we had X-ray vision, it seemed a little bit more obvious, but I don't think so.
队友是吃了一颗暗眼加上引路之损，这2个技能的 combo 收益非常的高，很多人都有黑的，但我卡叔就是凭借枪法。
The maps are Breeze, Split, and Icebox to finish.
每张地图楼梯的位置有高低差的位置，我卡叔的这个经验啊和这个枪法的稳定性都是非常高的。他的灵真的是很厉害，而且你一旦让他滚起击杀的雪球，他的神经许息帮助团队的收益会非常的高。
Right, so DRG pick it up.
接下来的1分，我们可以看到防守方 TEC 是选择起到了一些。
I'd like to see DRG win this map, but I'd also like to see it with like Luke doing a bit better, but like not just Vukashu top fragging, carrying this team. I think the individuals on this squad are really good, but just the team play isn't quite there. And it does seem really hard to like know how to get it right for them, I suppose. I think this is the kind of stage that a lot of teams get stuck in, like tier 3, tier 2, like game changers, especially when they start losing series, because you're playing the right comps, you're playing the right positions in the right way, but it's that like total Valorant discussion that me and Sliggy had, that there's such a way that, all right, this is how Valorant's supposed to be played, this is how all the big teams do it, but you just get beat by either teams playing the same comp that have more team play, more synergy, better individuals, or you get beaten by like different comps that kind of catch you by surprise and you're not sure how to play up against them. Like, yeah, it's really, really tricky.
那爆能器可以顺利的拍下去，独木的毒气儿，这个回蛇的气儿应该还是很充足的啊。哎 ，TZH 踩住了电梯房的过点，能单断，而且就算掉伤，只掉一把鬼魅，这分枪线是铺得很开的。TC 现在就必须要做一个决策了。
I think Split as a map might actually suit DRG because I think their post plants are kind of rough on a lot of different maps. But I think Split, if you can sort of play like this and play off of each other, I think it works. Because, you know, Luke goes for this fight, gets killed, gets traded. You got Vukashu to sort of play off of it. You've got like a lot of players playing off of each other when they die. So you kind of got like 5 people baiting each other essentially. But it's a good way to like spread out. Take Kajul. If you win it, great. If you lose, the rest of your team can take that information and work with it. It's a very brave way of playing. Because you can fall apart like a house of cards, which is kind of what happened a bit on Breeze, to be fair. But the problem for DRG on that map was just they couldn't get in onto the site, never mind like playing many post plants. What, they planted 3 times, I think? Out of 12. But this wall, having the Cypher over here, like, DRG are playing this attack side well. And I think one thing that I didn't like from TEC last time is, like, playing the Sky over here. Like, I think you swap these two around, to be honest. Also depends on how much DRG you want to play for mid too. Because you have everybody doing their best, like Zelsis cosplay of like fighting for this.
那现在 TEC 的控图就很舒服了，因为先把对方的等于是主烟打掉了。这个控图。
I think the Sky is better on the side with the Viper wall. I think that's probably like the easiest way to like think of it.
两边打的都很慢啊，感觉 DRG 在这张地图上。
Because this is like consistent pressure, so like flashes at various times can catch them out, get some good info.
过点位的犯错。
This is a good clearance though.
进攻方三个人都是2900的枪械啊。
I like this call from TEC.
是在 B 点的，还是可以做一个 B 点分割的。 功效对，但是
Zabi and AC.
点内站不住，我人数优势，我只要踩住 B 通打回防就行了。起码肃清一边的威胁。
With 20 seconds left, you know that they're going B, but there's still no rotation.
这应该是按了一个偏向于守方重生点回廊小。
But they're still very slow here rotating. They even use a flash. They're so scared of like Vukashu's like late lurk. But now they've seen Vukashu, they should be absolutely legging it.
应该是能猜到的。
Are they going to expect another player here? I don't know if RB showed themselves. Yeah, TCH reads it. Gotta say that's a slow rotation from TEC.
大局观还是很到位的，2v2这一轮压力给到 TEC， 时间不多了。挂上跳下来，露了声音啊！我看出拉出来侧身被打一个，帽子一抛。
Wise cleared him. 1v1.
对手在明，唐哲浩在做拉扯，手里还有。
Got the camera running around. Here's the full clumping. Keep running, keep running. It's bot time, but at least if you're quiet, because this is your bonus, TZH is going to go down to the spike too. So, yeah, good bonus actually. Attackers get to plant, you get to see sort of what they're doing. But I'm a little bit concerned with how much TEC kind of went, oh, we're giving up like these spaces because they're scary. Vukashu's lurking, so we're gonna just try to anchor onto the sites.
对，而且 TEC B 大的这两个人其实，给到了对方一些机会吧，就是在正面队友的回防还没有到位的情况下，两个人选择了一波对象。
They're playing too scared. I mean, I'm not surprised this time I came in just from that round alone. I don't think it's like playing scared. I think it's more. I guess like the way that you would play like split on defense. If you think about it, like there's multiple things that you could be doing. Let's just say that you've got like this sort of 4-step plan. Like this is like, for example, you fight for B. You have some early aggression there. And then after you've done this, depending on what happens, you might have a bit of a flow chart depending on what other things happen from this fight. But like after this, you might like clear mid. And then after this, you might sort of fight for extremities a bit more. Like, so like you clear mid, you leave it, and then you like anchor onto the sites. Right? So like you do multiple things. Here it sort of felt that they would just leap to this stage because they have little information. Like you only have a Sky, and with the Sky nerfs, I think it's very easy as a defending team to kind of like blow your load with like Sky utility, and it means that you just don't have information to work with. I think that's why this comp works so well with teams like Sentinels, is because Sassy is very good at using those flashes very conservatively. Even when Sky wasn't nerfed and you could have them on recharge, Sassy was still very selective on when he used those flashes. But for a lot of teams that were just fucking throwing out flashes whenever they got them available, playing with 2 now is really difficult. And so they might use them early and be like, we don't have any information, we're in a player advantage, so we don't want to like go and like peek and walk into like 3 players and die here. So we're just going to kind of do what the Sky and the Cypher's doing now. Like if mid gets pressured, the natural reaction is, okay, we're going to like anchor site. We're going to be here because the attackers have to go here. It's a shame actually that TEC bought up. They didn't have a bonus at all. Like, they're just straight eco in here.
RB 是接掉了一个人，阿伯也是对掉了一个，但尼克依然是延续他火热的状态。看一下最后的一个2打3的反清 ，Lokam 手里有毗邻之虎，但是这个毗邻之虎好像不太好开，正面又是敲掉了一个2打2的残局，有机会，两个人容易被拆开，毗邻之虎给，哎，唐朝被咬晕了，在正面的话，尼克的远距离对枪
dodging the flash too. Like, really good team play from DRG here.
这分救驾及时。
I think I'm looking more at TEC though for this one. Not to say that DRG can't be good on this map. It feels like the comp fits the players pretty well.
可惜了，这一轮结局上。
But I just like if Tech losing to Wolves, they lost pretty hard.
3把长枪还行。
Like, what is it about this map that they might be struggling with?
当然，现在这个放有点太大了，说实话。啊，他那个角度看起来不像是穿烟啊。对。接下来1分可以看到 TS 卢克有晚焰火。之前卢克是很喜欢打一波直接的提速的，但今天这个场面上，因为大比分的落后，所以这分会非常的谨慎。看门口这个半线怎么处理呢？ 这个半线甚至还是卡哇伊放过之后再快速回到 A 区去的，很团队啊。
Yeah, so they picked up the orb. Nick is pretty close to having a Seekers. They have a Showstopper, so like really nice ultimates available for DRG, or at least will be. They lose this round, however. Would they have to eco? I don't think so, but it might be like half armor here or there. You can maybe fill the gaps up with some of these ultimates if they can keep a hold of them. 阿博真的很有，他真的很有经验，还要规避对方的晚焰火。 Yeah, I think the problem with playing Sky over on A is like if you flash this and it connects, what does that tell you? Like you're almost sure that the Cypher is gonna be over here like defaulting and holding. So I kind of like having the Sky like in this position because like flashing mid, like at this time you flash mid and you get information, that's great. If you flash mid and you don't get anything, you need to be careful still. But like I really like flashing in B main. 正面的话 ，AC 是被尼克处理掉 ，RB 直接拉出来找 timing， 但只打掉了1个人。All right. 尼克的警觉度还是很高。Never like execute where just Tech aren't in the right positions. And you've also, because you're like playing maybe 3 towards here and 2 towards here, you might want these 2 players to like back out and play full retake. But you've got, who is it, AC and RB that were on site, 2 versus all 5 just executing on you. Like, even if you have good positions and good utility, that's still going to be a hard map to win. You can maybe do it on Breeze because you have good utility to work with and a lot of map space. But on Split, you don't quite have that. Yeah, DRG, they make this a really good, like, dominant map like Breeze just was. I think going to Icebox, you've got a lot of momentum in your favor. The only thing I'd be worried about if we do get to Icebox is Tech being able to pick the side. 当然，这一分其实已经有所失误了，两边都是有所失误，但最终还是由状态更好的 DRG 拿下了。我觉得上一分的悬念还是会落在上期的，不对，应该是 AC 的身上。AC 的手上暗也没有能够推出去啊。Never eco for Tech. Abo want ult orb away from a Viper's Pit, which would be good for the next full buy that they have. And for ultimates, they used the Seekers, used a Showstopper, still one away from a Viper's Pit. 黑杖给过来，其实也是一个明牌的情况。那近距离这个位置一定是会有小车或者配林之虎去清理的。雄鹿第一时间错过了，错过了就是一辈子。Could have maybe got another one onto Xion if it lined up better. 当然这把枪应该是可以处理。Good that he only gets one. 虽然没有开出来，但这把枪械也不会给到手。This feels very 好像没有人运枪啊。Very clutching at straws with how they want to approach this defense. 前点是按兵不动的哦。前点位有一个独木，可以帮助斯凯打一个穿烟闪。然后看我们手里在捏闪，而且手里是有追猎之灵的。哎，这信息很关键。但是 A 区究竟有几个？我卡鼠一直是在单摸，大部队在不在？战术监控是瞬间被打掉了。P 零之虎再过来拿信息，哇，直接穿独木过来想打。Good information there. 穿了呀。是的，看到了茫茫多的人。Use the Seekers too on an eco. 在没有决斗的情况下，只能是在地面上的位置形成正面的突破。This is gonna get cleared. Great flash actually from Nick. But actually, it's the Guardian and Kawhi to clear it out. All right, okay. I mean, it feels like DRG kind of banked on it wrong, going on into the gamble stack. But this then ended up being a bit costly for Tech though with the ultimate. 他的引入之损确定了有第一个人，然后整个团队就在想对方到底在不在 A 点到底有几个。他放出了第二个霹雳之虎，穿过独木看到了3个人，才有这个快速回防和补枪的机会。算了一下时间，差不多对方如果转点的话会来到这样的位置，但这个意识确实很到位，尤其是在高压的比赛环境当中。当然，
卢克是被对手 RB 换掉了，其实也很关键，因为没有主角头的情况下，确实这个半线不太好去处理。
对，这一分一番 ，TEC 的经济确实缓了一大口气啊。
是的，
甚至连暂停都不用喊了。
但这个比分对 TEC 来讲还是不够啊，起码上半场防守方拿个5分。 就算是一个比较合格。
Come on, Kites.
这轮终极技能是领先的，神经曲息加上魁父加一个晚安焰火。
Be curious to get your opinion on this. Actually, I'm watching TEC's defense like a hawk because TEC on this map are not very good, and I'm trying to work out why. Map 1, very dominant. DRG are just not very good on breeze. But that felt easier. Like, okay, they tried to go for an execute and they ran into AC, who's playing Viper, and Kwai, who's playing Cypher. And it was just multi-kill mowdowns each time. Yeah, DRG is one who's been quite tight considering that was the first round that they dropped. But I mean, TEC have been making it close. There's been a couple of clutches. They play Sky wrong, I guess. Yeah, that's my... I feel like this is the thing that I noticed the most, but I am like, it's because I'm an initiator player, and when I try to like play Valorant, I do it in a very, what is the common thing? Because I want to see, like, playing Sky on mid, why is that better? Try it out for myself, see what I sort of learn. Obviously, it's a very different environment, but it's a good way for me to like, instead of having somebody tell me the theory, I could just go and try and learn it myself. Come up with my own opinions. Because when you're playing like Sova on Breeze, for example, it's really easy to like, okay, when you're on defense, you're playing in Nest, you're playing towards Hall, because you can rotate towards A, recon from Bridge and all that stuff, or you can do like recons and play for Arches on B. Help push mid. Like your utility is really good at like being central to the map. But like using a Sky Flash here is just feels like a massive fucking waste. Like you're mostly just checking to see if they're going fast towards A, but if they go fast towards A, you're hearing it, and also you have like trips, a camera, Viper wall. You don't need the information that they're going to go fast A because you have all of this set up to stall them if they do. And also, if they do go fast A, it feels kind of obvious. That's a good flash. Actually, good spray through for Vikash as well. Gets a bit lucky. Don't like that for Mabro. I think that's a bit greedy. And now TEC are just peeking into Vikash one at a time. Maybe if we get a bit of a break in the series.
但对方的这个枪线其实已经完全铺展开来了，上期很灵活，他也可以反推黑。来了，你黑我，我黑你。OK，AC 说那算了，我换一个位置，放了一个假脚步啊。
他应该是还是要去拼的，还是要去换枪的，因为你看一眼终极技能 ，Vikash 离自己的神经曲系还差3个点的。如果能够造成长远的经济打击，DRG 的经济未必绷得住，时间不够还是要走。
留了4900块，有可能会给队友发把明狙啊，讲道理。
他其实也不用补太多的技能。
对，就现在 DRG 的打法跟上一张地图有个非常明显的区别。这张地图他们打得非常慢。那在这样的情况下，有没有可能会给到 RB 发一把明狙？
Deep Secret popping off. Let's go. What's the third map? What's the score? Keep me posted.
他一定会站出来。对，他永远是场面上枪最硬的那个男人。
他这个有点没道理的，就是直接。
If you're watching Pacific, Sunset 82. If you're watching Pacific, who else are you watching? I imagine most of you be from Sliggy. But if there's some people watching Tom, let me know. Because obviously I want to be like, go watch Sliggy. Like he's shouting out my channel, it makes sense for him to shout out his. But go watch some Tombiz. Tombiz has been very dedicated to watching Pacific whilst he's not been cast in EMEA. And so I think if you want to watch a streamer that's more focused on the game, Sliggy's probably the best shout. But Tom's actually really good at streaming, I'll be honest. He's a lot better at stuff than I am. But I like focusing on the game more, I guess. The retake though, neural theft. You got the Viper's pit, but the spike is planted right in the corner, so that's a big fight for Vukashi to lose. That felt like a retake that should have not been possible. But nicely done from TEC. I just get bullied by the Istanbul incident. What happened? What's the Istanbul incident? That sounds way more. How much did DRG need? Ooh, they're on 6 now. They have what they need. 8-4 would be nice. I mean, everybody seemed to have the shitting disease from Istanbul. You pay $200 for a taxi from my airport to the hotel. Oh yeah, that's. You got siphoned. Yeah, I think you have to book hotels like in advance. They're the right apps. That's what we did. Isn't that even more insane because it's Turkey? Yeah. That's like a month's worth of rent. Because that's the other problem with me doing like assistant coach and analyst stuff is the euro is worth a lot less to me than it is for other countries. So a lot of the work for teams that I could have potentially got, they were just like, we got a Turkish person to do it because it's so much cheaper. I'm like, all right, fine. So the Viper's pitted and cameraed and got the sky up here. So I think the call to actually reset and go towards B is a good one. And if Kawhi is not careful, this is not the buy that you would kind of try to go walkies on. Because stuff like this happens and you've got a completely open B site. Couldn't you work for an American team then? I mean, they're likely to prioritize like American talent. Like American analysts and stuff. So I imagine, like, for setting them up, getting them to events, paying them, like, taxing them the right way. But I think with, like, sort of similar problem with a lot of talent working tier 2 events because the rates and like as casters and stuff, because the gap between tier 2 rates and tier 1 for talent is pretty high. I think Bodok would agree as well. It can be like pretty major. As talent, you don't want to like price yourself out. Like for most talent to do tier 1 and move down to tier 2, they can't accept the rates because, you know, they've built up essentially a premium. And I mean, that's something I also struggle with too, that I can't like have a, you know, like some assistant coaches part-time stuff might start off as like €1,000 a month as a wage, you know, sort of like a part-time thing for most people. But I can't really accept that just because of like the following and stuff I have alone. And like, you know, part of me can like eat shit and be like, I'm just going to like get that work and like build myself up from it, but it's not really fair for other people that are up and coming for me to essentially undercut them. Team Secret up 9-3 starting Sunset Defense now. God, I hope they don't let it slide. We're sort of going back into TEC. Stacking on the right site. I mean, this was like a 2 versus 5 again on the site, on the execute. But the two actually do a lot of jobs. Paranoia is nice. Showstopper that comes in too. DRG looked a little bit lost there. And distracted. Gotta pull myself back in.
DRG 向我们展示了一点，就是 Nick 能够去打单摸和 fake， 他的指挥和战术现在你是能够感觉到 DRG 在尝试做提升和转变的。但是刚刚 Look 没了 ，Look 如果能够打一个经典击杀，有那个晚安焰火，可能这个点就破了。
And also, I do think that like some of the teams and stuff that like I spoke to about work, some of the esports went to some of the rates and stuff that they suggested were just not good for the work it was.
他说这分还是单挂在 A 点，B 点这两个慢线确实有点难处理啊。
是我担心的一点就是 DRG 他们虽然已经拿了
Legit, one of the offers I got from an org that I can't even remember the name was like €250 a month.
都有机会，就是差一口气，包括那一分3打4。
等下2楼给黑，看一下完焰
And
火
it's a bit like
但脸上有个半线，这个半线好讨厌。卢克这发完焰火，对面直接主动出来，哇，1换1。 哇，ทีม
Damn, yeah.
4秒了一个。
And like I kind of earned that passively a month from old like YouTube videos, right? So me not working, or at least off old work, is like earning that amount. Hopefully that doesn't come across as like a humble brag. It's not. It's just if I want to fully dedicate to it, it's worth it. Geekers, thank you. Oh my god, thank you for the community subs. Good to see you.
幻影拉出来，但对方一个双架枪线 ，AC 完成补枪，这分又是卡哇伊。
TEC
Wait, did I read it as 5? It's 50. Why have you gifted? Oh my god, why have you gifted 50?
他先给了一颗包点的果断烟。
I had it open and I saw 5 and I'm like, oh, 5, nice. And then everybody's like, holy shit. I was like, what do you mean? Is that 50? Oh my god. I don't know what to say other than thank you. There's absolutely no need for because I can. That's a flex. I missed that last round because I was having a crisis. Like, how much would that even be? Like, what was that, like €5 ish? 10 is 50. That's €250 that you've just spent. Like, very kind of you. You know, Gigesh, she's the hydration widow that sometimes gives subs. Yeah, it's mostly in there, but I know you've been like pretty busy.
也是很感谢我们现场的观众跟我们的屏幕的表情包的互动啊。
But I think like this time of year is just a very busy period overall. You got RB's parents in the background as well.
那也可以看到两支队伍目前的比分其实非
I
常。
wonder how stressful it is for RB to have his parents there or not.
的一个攻防的胜率来讲
I don't think it'd be that bad, but I mean I might be wrong.
通过 A2 楼的单摸以及
Like I had my parents come and watch me cast at Manchester.
他们上一场比赛在面对霓虹钉的时候，他们进攻方没有拿到足够
Which was kind of cool.
是源自于刚才我谈到那个问题，就是
But
在正面
like I wouldn't say it made me nervous really.
让他不要被抓手杀，顺利的进到点里面。
I think it just stressed me out more because I wanted to make sure that they were okay.
他大多数情况下回神是要单挂的，在这样的情况下，没有第一手的信息，如何去指挥队员，是阿伯的一个很关键要处理的问题。
考验指挥和突破雷兹强度的时候到了。确实打进攻的重任肯定会落在 RB 和阿伯的身上嘛。
那今天阿伯和 RB 的状态也是非常不错。
Sorry, I was going to
而进入到
check
防守
Twitter
当
as
中
well because I was talking
他
to
数的功
Swell.
效将会被无限放大，对吧？他的0在这张地图上有无数多的高光的发挥。
5比7，这个分数还是比较接近的2分。看手枪分的归属，换边之后是 TEC 先打进攻。
这个黑杖的位置很有趣啊。这个黑杖的位置是
有点陷阱的味道啊。
对。 有出烟闪的说法哦，先打了一个屁灵之虎过来找一下，找到很多人咬到了，而近距离贴了一个人。闪击的话只换掉了一个，
双烟掉一个主烟 AC， 这影响其实不小。
Sorry, I was just replying. So I was talking to Swell because I was like, does he want to just stop by potential Swell co-cast? I don't think so. I also think it's kind of tricky for the like players for China teams. Typically, are told to sort of not do interviews or, you know, interact with people publicly without like it all being greenlit. Like I was talking, because I just asked him outright. I'm like, do you think that JDG are just a bad team at the moment? Like, you guys played well, but like JDG just looked lost. So like, is there a problem there? And he was like, yeah, they're trash. No, he wasn't. Because it's weird, because I think he was the same as me. It's like, I'm actually not really sure. I mean, we both said the same thing of like, it's hard to know like where JDG are at the moment.
赛博球龙也是生气，这分对于 DRG 来讲也很难打了。
But we were just talking about Stu, because I think from the sounds of it, at least Swell is like very keen on like trying to do stuff with a lot of the import players. you know, obviously like people like Autumn, Bukashu, RB. I think he's just like, you know, wants to invite Stu to stuff. Which is a really cool move of him. So I can imagine it's hard when you have to move to somewhere like China. ABO, Abo? I think it's like, it is like Abo, but you say like Abo? Abwo? Like there's a W in there. Like you're kind of doing like an uwu. Like A-B-U-O, I think. That's what somebody else said. But I feel like we have more Mandarin speakers now than we did before.
那现在又到阿博转动聪明脑瓜的时候了。B点到底人多人少，你到底要打中路还是往2个点去推进
？Both okay。
这真的是一套接一套的呀，他这个每一把的打法都不一样。
他很聪明，他超级聪明。
Uwu? Or is that you just doing uwu? That's not how you say it. Yeah, I think the problem with like DRG 7-5 scoreline, you lose the pistol, but you might end up winning the eco afterwards. Depends on what RB can do here. Alright, great shot. RB goes down. 2 versus 1. And TZH peeks out as Luke satchels in. That's nice. Buo is his Chinese name. Ah, I see. So it is kind of like a Charles Ned situation. Alan Buo.
飞过来，干净利落的2发短炮，他是没有任何的容错的。
I don't know nothing. That's what it stands for, but who knows?
最近练得很到位。这番打完之后，一瞬间经济的形势 TEC 急转直下，
很难受啊！这一分只有2把数位在手上。
Pronounce Woe?
阿博还在摸。
Awo. Oh yeah, it is Awo. Literally just said it then. So Awo.
小车
It's like arrow, but Awo.
好像没有找到阿博的位置吗
Uwu, he shot his Awo. That's how you say it. That's the best way for me to phonetically get some of these names right, is to think of saying something silly in English.
阿博今天控图的欲望很强烈，
感觉只能走 A2 楼和中路了。
I'm getting better at it. I know how to say it South now.
把人给调了回来。
靠队友过来，来到 A 区外围的位置，阿博已经在 A2 楼的位置站稳了。
Also, a question on that. With Cao Cao being spelled like Cao Cao, what is it from the CAO that makes a noise? Is it CA?
六手里的狂怒带走了 TRS Look，
关键是他捡了把枪啊！
是的，有枪可以捡，但是这个侧身没搜啊。唐朝一枪带走。
Oh, he's just TP'd out in the open.
剑影到了脸上，这简单枪，我卡是没有犯过失误的。最后一波3杀落袋。
Alright, you can't really just walk into Fukashi's side like that. C is always pronounced sir. Okay. Trying to think of if there's any Isn't it Cao Cao? No. It's not CAO though. Like that's the like Japanese bastardization. Isn't it CIAO? Like so spelled Chow Chow? But it's Cao Cao. It is Cao Cao in Pinyin. Okay. Learning a lot. Complicated.
再次利用自己的剑影抢到了前点的位置，可以看到进攻方的 TEC 他对这个 B 厅的控制权掌握的是很死的、很牢固的。
Yeah, that's a good point.
拿下来。
Zhao and Zhao.
很讲究啊。
对。
就现在阿博又得转动他的聪明的小脑瓜去猜，这眼里到底有没有人啊？这到底前点是人多还是人少？零到底在不在？这所有的信息都得依靠一些队友。
Single C in Chinese Pinyin.
这个烟应该是。 So
who is that? Oh, Zhao Zhao, leader of the Wei dynasty from the Three Kingdoms.
时间所剩不多啊，1分钟。决策应该是要往 B 区去靠的。你注意一下 A 区的前点啊 ，A 点前点是选择让单7去探取了一波没人的信息。其实回防的速度会很快。是的，
引流之寸。
Chinese as a language is weird, dude. Same with English, same with any language. It is. Alright, Tech are in. A little bit of a lower buy, but they found the openings. Feels like DRG is sort of doing the same thing that Tech did, just one at a time, not playing retakes. I think on this map especially, I tried to TP in, but Abwo, yeah, is it Awo or Abwo?
这一轮其实必须人不少的，但是被拆分开了。
其实，在时间所剩不多的情况下
What does Shishu mean? Because I hear that a lot.
赛博囚龙区拖一下时间了。当然，我看
Is that just like a filler word of just
相信自己的
Anyway?
对他选择更开阔的视野嘛，我要去对枪也未尝不可吧。
这一分拿下之后 ，DRG 也会逐步面临掏空家底的情况。他们的兵力储备，其实在前几分的踩身上看来应该不会太多。
对。而且今天 TEC 这个进攻打得比之前要有章法了很多。可以
我
看到，
觉得今天他们很稳。
对 ，RB 不会再出现那种一个
Oh yeah, it's
被
Shishu.
对方拿手杀的
Is it
情况
Shishu?
了。这个是一个非常大的进
Yeah.
步。对，可以看到阿伯说我的回蛇肯定是很厉害的啊，我又把 AR 都控了下来。那这样的情况下，其实虽然 A 点我看出很稳，不过从防守方的
Yeah, GG is like thank you because it sounds like GG almost. But I don't know what Shishu is.
其实进攻方
Said it there as well.
代价，甚至有些不可再生的技能。
And there. I mean, fucking Vipers. Everybody's saying it now.
2楼的板上应该是有一个战术监控的，这个板是阿伯再往右走是会。
Yeah, Abwo.
进入到 A 包点的话，2根半线以及我卡数打一个能抛帽子，
而且我卡数，
哎，开混了，
哎，我卡数的习惯有可能会被找到哦。赛博囚龙启动完焰火
This is a showstopper.
近距离 RB 是轰掉了 TRS Luke。那这样
So they get Luke.
不太好就换位置了。
I know that Vukashu's playing from CT from like some of that initial spraying. RB's gonna go push him. Very close. Good clearance from TCH. Fighting for this is good. I think you need to be very careful here with your Nick.
我卡数手里有神经取息的，
You've got good space like control here for DRG. Like being able to go for this is nice.
2楼时间会有点不太够。
Like you've got all of the I don't like doing this one at a time. The paranoia to get people into a position is good. The flash, the team flash, because they're paranoid, so they can't necessarily see. This is like good pressure from DRG, but they just need an in. I don't want to see them try to like hit all sides of this at the same time. Like Vukashu like finally gets some space. Lockham still playing, and because it's not planted for TEC, really good retake. Sorry, I didn't even realize like how much pressured off TEC were when they've planted for heaven and they've had to play backside.
犀利大功。作为一名经验丰富的早期的
谢谢
老选手啊，重新回归首发之后，感觉他的这种团队和临场的判断能力是非常的强的。
This kill though from TCH is massive.
150的黑仗就直接换了1分下来。
对，而且唐德浩把阿伯打掉也是很关键啊。
One way's nice. Maybe the post plant was a bit crap from TEC, to be honest.
如果你2楼多放点人或者 A 通放点人，可能这一分会好打一点。
而且最大的一个隐患，其实我在想 TC 刚才最好的决策，在阿伯占据 A2 楼通道附近的位置，完焰火又是炸掉了一个窗口的人的情况下，A2 楼应该是进攻方去占的。
对，而且他们下的是2楼包。
But I guess that fight on ramp is like the big part of it.
给这一分拿到了一个埋下了一个比较大的伏笔。
7 chances for Team Secret. That's a good spot to be in.
我们毕竟是在上帝视角。
I mean, beating Zeta is like a good result for them. I know they beat them at kickoff, so it's not like a huge of a thing.
但被唐德浩给找到了，对吧？
这个暂停对于 TEC 来说也很关键啊。DRG 一个暂停都还没有喊，所以这也是三水教练和 YK 教练和队员们沟通的最后机会。
I wanted to say how cool the SK Gaming event was as well.
完之后，作为进攻方
The Game Changers one.
手段是比较多的，毕竟他是有一个战术上主导权嘛。
其实我觉得就是他们今年安包其实压力不大的。
对，
就是你在安置暴龙器之后，怎么样去把枪。
And I guess it's kind of cool that we
丰富。来
out of all of those players that was there, how many did we trial actually when we were trialing the odd one out last year?
阿伯需要做更多的事情了，他现在就是正。
I don't know if we trialed Merrill or not. I don't think we did. I think we trialed Medusia. We trialed Lopiot. I don't know how you say her name.
一把英雄疗选给到 AC。
But I wasn't there for that day, so I didn't speak to him.
展开回复，配合一个半线，基本上是一个无敌的存在。那这就来到了。
Oh, Luke. Nice. Well, he's on 13-16 still, so he's doing better on this map, but still like negative. Also, I think there's part of it when you are a duelist that like having not many kills is fine if you're winning because it means that you're like potentially being traded.
双手一摊，任务完成，兄弟们交给你。
The luck is DRG's weakest link. It shouldn't be.
陆克今天打得很好，他的雷兹在之前很多观众会
Not when you've got a team with TCH and Vukashu on it. Shouldn't be.
现在他向我们证明了一个点，首先。
Yeah, Luke is definitely like the weakest link for DRG. It's hard really because like I think Luke has the poorest performances, but Luke also has the highest ceilings. So, like, if Luke could just be a little bit more consistent, which I think he's going to be, the more reps that they get, the better they'll naturally start to show up. Like, their average will be higher than, like, Xion, TZH. It could be higher than Vukashu's. But I don't think that that's a good decision either. You've seen one. Like, you know that there's more people there, but you've seen one. You don't know the actual positioning. So you're, like, leaping up into the air, making your, like, area of explosion for the showstopper lower. Because all you've done is make yourself more of a stationary target. I mean, you go up into the air, but I mean, like, side to side. You're not moving too much. Good clearance from TZH. Yeah, almost like either just send it and then satchel back, or just go in. I have a bias towards the imports. Yeah, me too. But I'd even say that, like, Vukashu was one of the best players in China, like, in kickoff. Like, top 5, maybe even top 3.
这名选手其实早期是FunPlus的战队队员嘛，而且在洛杉矶选秀冠军赛有跟随队伍打出过不错的表现。Why do people not like Luke? I think people like him. It's just you've never. It's just a very fluctuating performance on a duelist. Because like Luke was like pretty like fine during Evolution. During Ascension, Luke was phenomenal, like a massive glow up. But now it's map dependent. It almost feels like if you start a map and Luke isn't really popping off, it's like, all right, next map, next game. Who do you think wins map 3 of Icebox? I still think TEC. I mean, this is just a bad map for TEC. When was he added? At the start of this stage. But he's been on Dragon Ranger for a fair amount of time. Alright, so the wall's gone down, so they put a Poison Cloud here. They have the Cypher stuff over on B. But they don't have a camera to play off of here. That's kind of brave for Xion to be playing in this position. I also feel like mid hasn't really been bothered with that much for TEC. For either team, really. Right, this Mount of Heaven, they're paranoid and they're actually going to go and push through mid. The problem is that like, this is, unless you like reset and go back, I don't think it's worthwhile because you've had the Omen TP here and like everybody from DRG is effectively like, okay, come at me, right? It's just, the biggest problem with China in around is that, like DRG did well, but like, that's the biggest problem with China as a region with what TEC just did of just, we're going to make a quick rotate over towards mid. And it's just super obvious what they're trying to do. If they'd made all that noise towards like Heaven and then actually resetting them back towards A, and you maybe have somebody like lurking up A main that finds his space, because there's no Cypher there. Because you just sort of see how easy it is for DRG to just deal with this. That reminds me of like when Loud played EDG, even though this wasn't on the map there. Aluba's there in the audience. Trying to think if there's a reason, if he's cheering for anybody in particular, but I don't think so. Was he on Monarch with AC? That's the only thing I'm thinking of. Anyway, yeah, good map for DRG, good bounce back.